A picture of large-scale destruction is emerging in the Indonesian city of Palu after a quake and tsunami struck on Friday. At least 832 people are confirmed to have died, but that figure is expected to rise sharply as more remote areas are reached. The authorities have said they will begin burying victims in mass graves, fearing disease could begin to spread. Dozens of people are thought to be trapped alive under the rubble. In Palu, rescuers are awaiting heavy machinery to search the ruins of a hotel and a shopping center as aftershocks made it unsafe for them to go in. Communication is limited, heavy machinery is limited. It's not enough for the numbers of buildings that collapsed, said spokesman for the National Disaster Mitigation Agency. And German Chancellor Angela Merkel on Sunday warned U.S. President Donald Trump against destroying the United Nations. Unquote, "I believe that destroying something without having developed something new is extremely dangerous," Ms. Merkel said at a regional election campaign event in Bavaria. In his second appearance before the UN's annual gathering last week, U.S. President told the General Assembly that he and his administration reject the ideology of globalism and we embrace the doctrine of patriotism. Angela Merkel's opposing view to the U.S. leader puts her in the same camp as UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who warned before President Trump took the podium in New York on Tuesday that today world order is increasingly chaotic. The U.S. and Canada have reached a deal to reform the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA. After last-minute negotiations, the deal is set to involve more U.S. access to Canada's dairy market and a cap on Canada's car exports to the U.S. NAFTA governs more than $1 trillion in trade between the two and Mexico. Mexico and the U.S. have already agreed new terms, and only recently it looked as if Canada could be excluded in a final agreement. Unquote. Today, Canada and the United States reached an agreement alongside Mexico on a new modernized trade agreement for the 21st century. The United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer and Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister Chrystia Freeland said in a joint statement. Up next is business news after this short break.